Hi there, everyone. Welcome to the inaugural episode of Not Another Podcast. We are three friends who have decided to start a podcast. We're men in our 20s, so as salmon must swim upriver, we decided to start a podcast. What will we be talking about? Whatever the hell we want, because it's our podcast.
Do not.
I'm Octo. I'm joined by my friends Alex and Mana. Why don't you introduce yourself, guys?
Hello, I'm Alex. I am
I
a
am Manna.
I am a
hmm
20-year-old man, as we just declared.
As just said, yeah, we're all just three guys in our 20s that are just trying to, you know, show what we talk about, whether that be comics, cartoons. We are just trying to show what we do, show what we enjoy, bring a little bit of our thoughts and reviews and opinions to whoever might enjoy them, and maybe try and create a little bit of conversation with like other people, and maybe like create a little bit of a platform where they can talk amongst themselves as well.
So hopefully you'll continue listening, or maybe sometime in the future you're coming back to this to seeing where it all started. So without further ado, we've got three main segments of our episode today. We're going to firstly be talking about the Summer Games Fest and other related shows, which, we're a little bit late on, but there's been some wider context that I do also want to discuss. And then afterwards, we're going to be talking about the Masters of the Universe movie, which we did all see, and we also have opinions on, which is great. Okay.
Mhm.
So exciting.
So I think best place to start would be we could just sit down and talk about State of Play, Summer Games Fest, Xbox Showcase, and Nintendo Direct, and any other video game related stuff you want to talk about. I think we should probably just go chronologically. So, what were you guys' opinions on the PlayStation State of Play?
I thought it was with most of the state of plays, you have good stuff at the beginning, kind of mediocre stuff sprinkled in the middle, and then they always like finish off like in a really big way. And I don't think it did anything new like that. Um, yeah, it's about what people expected, I think.
Yeah, I think pacing is really important for these kinds of shows. My big takeaway was essentially spending half an hour, half of the show on two games, which looked pretty similar just in terms of gameplay and in terms of storytelling, was not
Mm.
the best move, I think. Wolverine looks great, but again, that's something that was announced with the PS5 and it's taken so long. And I think a lot of people just have Marvel fatigue at this point.
Oh yeah, hundred
I, I
percent.
I don't even think it's Marvel fatigue. I think it's more so like, especially in the games industry, we hear about projects like 2 years before they come out. Like I
5 years
really,
before they come out, six even.
Yeah.
yeah, I don't want to be hearing about stuff 5 years before it comes out. Like I want to hear about it at most 9 months before it comes out with a trailer. Then 6 months before we get another trailer with some gameplay. Then you get to pre-orders. I want it to be like that. I don't want to be hearing about the game more than a year in advance
I
because
mean,
otherwise,
that's
it's like by the time it gets there, it's like you've heard so much thing about it, and your hype is so high, and your expectations are so high. How whatever you enjoy, it's never going to be able to meet that kind of level.
I mean that's also part of my issue with some of these showcases because I watch the showcase and I go, oh, that's cool. I can't wait to play it in 2030.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can't wait to just not play it in any sort of like convenient time period because it's just like, oh yeah, let's just announce something
Yeah, I mean, there's a
7
reason
years
why
before it comes
they
out.
announce games like this these days. It's for hiring purposes. It's for investment purposes. They say, "Oh, we're working on a new Mass Effect. If you want to work on Mass Effect, come join BioWare." Oh, this means EA share price is going to go up. That's the
Mm.
sort of thing.
A lot of the trailers though
Um,
was proof of concepts, as in
yeah.
like they're
I
just
mean, at
Yeah.
this is
this
what we
point,
could be, this is what it could look like if you
God,
join us
what
now.
I'm just trying to think if there was anything recently that was announced that had that kind of, because I think most of the stuff we're seeing now is stuff that was announced quite a ways back, but is now finally being released.
Yeah,
Or stuff
Um,
that was leaked and we're only now getting like gameplay or like cinematics for.
yeah, because I know God of War Laufe, I'm pretty certain was like being leaked pretty early on, although I don't think
yeah,
that
no, I
anyone
mean,
knew
to be
exactly what it
fair,
was
that
going to
does
be.
take away some of the luster of these shows,
Yeah.
Yeah.
having stuff leaked. But I mean, there's not really much you can do about it. I was just trying to
I think
think.
that's just leaking in general.
Mm.
Like, I mean,
It's
going
hard.
outside of
It's
games, you look at all the leaks with the new Spider-Man movie.
Yeah,
It kind of ruins the hype a little bit because you're hearing all these details, and it's
yeah.
like,
You're like, I
okay,
just want to watch the movie, man.
I just want to watch the movie.
Yeah,
Like, I get what leakers are trying to do; it's a whole business, but it ruins that enjoyment as well because
yeah.
you have expectations or you want to get in the mindset of watching something, but when you're hearing so many things about the movie, it or game or TV show, it just ruins your kind of enjoyment and like the overall experience.
yeah. I mean, I think sometimes I think leaks are planned. I think stuff like the Assassin's Creed 4 remake, I definitely think that was a planned leak. Every time Assassin's Creed gets leaked, I'm sure that has to be planned at this point. Um,
Yeah, there's definitely
the
been a
other
lot of
thing that I
plans
was
with
going to
it, huh?
say was, yeah, I was thinking last State of Play they announced, I believe, remaking the original God of War trilogy.
Yeah, that
And
was
again, in
Mm.
amazing.
my thoughts on that were, again, can't wait to play that in 2030. I struggle to get excited for these games that we're just not going to see for years and years and years.
And not even just that, it's like they're going to be so poorly optimized. Like the original games are like 10 gigs or something on the old gen hardware, and
Eight
the new
gigs.
ones, yeah, the new ones are going to be like 60.
I mean, the thing is, right, God of War Ragnarok is 60 gigs on PS5. It's like 120 on PC for some reason. I have no idea why. I think the PS5 does have some like unique compression tech.
There's
Hmm.
something about Sony Studios and like game compression size that just has never made any sense to me. Like
Mhm.
Helldivers 2 on PlayStation was like 20 gigs for like the longest time, but on PC it was like 150 gigabytes, and they gave like a list of excuses. Or like, oh, we're accounting for like hard disk drives and stuff, and it's like, well, yeah, that
What?
would make sense other than the fact that like on the
Yeah, but
console
not
it's 20
six times
gigs.
data size.
Yeah, like
Yeah, I mean, it
150
was
gigs is
insane. It
like
was like
crazy.
150 gigs versus like it's 30 gigs now that they've optimized it.
Yeah, it's like it was
Back to the
ridiculous.
actual show.
Uh, what
There
else? We
was,
got the Dune game, Dune Awakening. Honestly, that looks pretty good. Um, but I think the gameplay, it just feels like any kind of open world fantasy story game.
I mean, that's the thing. It's a survival game. It's by the guys who did Conan Exiles. It's already out on PC, so you can literally just go play it right now. But the thing
Mm.
is I think a Dune game, I don't think having a power fantasy really works for that. I mean, I've seen some gameplay and it starts you getting like dumped out on Arrakis and like with no gear, and I'm like, you would just die immediately.
Oh
I think
yeah,
if you're gonna do a Dune game, you're gonna want to do something with that can live up to that level of storytelling, something like like a proper RPG. Or I
Mm.
mean, I know there's a 4X like trading simulation game as well.
yeah, there
It's a very
is.
famous strategy game as well. Um,
I think Dune suits like strategy games.
yeah, Dune
Considering
is an
what it
interesting
is,
setting, but
because
it's
Dune
it's
Awakening is like almost like an MMO. But like I find because it is an MMO, like there's a lot of really random things that just don't
yeah.
really fit the
And there's a
universe.
lot of guns, and like again, if you know anything about Dune, it's that guns are basically useless in that setting.
Yeah, like they do have them, and like the game having guns isn't the most egregious change, but there's like completely like dumb decisions. Like you get like a quad bike that you drive through like worm territory in. You get like a car you drive through worm territory
Yeah, I
in.
mean that's like that is an instant way to get eaten.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's just
that's like
it's so silly. I
it,
think.
it's not even. It's just not thought out.
Mm.
Like you're creating gameplay mechanics that would work in any other kind of setting, just not Dune.
Yeah, I
No.
mean, like I said, surely there would be some interesting gameplay you could come up with the sand walking. Like maybe you have
Yeah,
to.
you'd hope so.
Anyway,
Let's see what else
the
there
game's
is.
already out. They are adding a single player mode. It looks fine. I think if you're a fan of Dune, it's probably gonna Probably going to time it, I think, to be released when the new movie comes out. Or
Mm.
there's some coming
Yeah.
September, I think. So it's probably going to get.
If you're a casual fan of Dune, I do think it's a pretty good
Mhm.
entry point because it's basically an alternate universe almost. Because I
Yeah,
think
it's where Paul Atreides was never born,
yeah,
or something like that.
Paul Atreides or like his family never got assassinated, so he never became the Lisan al Gaib. So it was like a very
So there's
different
no
setting.
interesting plot point.
Yeah, basically, you're just doing normal. The factions hate each other, war, and it's like
Yeah.
okay.
It will.
Mm.
In terms of other games that were shown off, Control Resonance, it's
I
definitely
was
been
just
on
about
my
to say.
radar.
Oh,
Mm.
definitely.
Because
The music from that trailer was
I mean, if
amazing.
you've played any other Remedy software game, the music is always a really big part of it.
Mm.
If you have to all the people listening right now, if you haven't played Control and you have like a piece of hardware that is capable of running it, it's on iPhone now. Sorry for the swear word. It's on iPhone right now. You can play it on your iPhone. It is an incredible game. If you love you know, stuff like SCP and just that kind of vibe with horror and anomalies and all this creepy, weird stuff. It's such a wonderful, wonderful game. My biggest issue with it is at the actual gameplay is actually quite bland because it's mostly just shooting. You get the ability to fly later on, but again, you're mostly just shooting. Control Resonant looks a lot more interesting because they're just going full Devil May Cry.
Oh yeah,
And
it looks very different, but also obviously still looking very Control.
Remedy previously have only made shooters. You look at Max Payne 1 and 2, Alan Wake, Quantum Break,
Max Payne
Control,
3.
Alan Wake. Max Payne 3 was Rockstar.
Ooh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, it's weird. Rockstar owns the IP, but they're letting Remedy remake the first two games. It's weird.
I assume
Um,
it's like split rights almost.
and also the guy who is the face model for Max Payne is still in charge of Remedy, which is really funny because, he'll walk up on stage and
Yeah,
start talking about the games. You're like, oh my god, that's Max Payne.
it's a Sam
It
Lake, isn't
definitely,
it? It's the face of
he
Sam.
definitely
It's Sam
chose that
Lake. It's so
deliberately.
funny.
It
Yeah.
kind of just paints a better picture of him as well.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well, I think Max Payne is not a good person.
No, no,
And
no, no,
no,
no,
what I
no.
mean is, it's like he's not a good person, but you can still enjoy him as a character. And
I
if you
think it
have that association
started.
in
It
your mind with
probably
the face,
started as like an internal joke in the dev team, and now they can't really go back on it.
Yeah.
no, probably not.
No, they really kind of can't.
Yeah, but their music is a really important part of their games. There's a whole dance number in Alan Wake 2,
Oh,
and
it's so funny.
so like I said, I'm very much looking forward to whatever elaborate musical sequence they have for this game as well.
Yeah, it'll
Um,
be very interesting to see.
Just looking at my notes here, Wings of Thev, Ace Combat. I'm a big Ace Combat fan. I say that I've only played one of them and Project Wingman, but at least
I wish I get into
I've
Wing
actually
Combat.
played the game, so I'm not LARPing.
You're
But
not. Yeah, you're not laughing like those guys on Twitter.
yeah, so I'm very because everyone is obsessed over the cute girl.
Oh,
Um,
Why doesn't that surprise me about Twitter?
the streamer ego, yeah, it's so funny.
Yeah, well, apparently, I think in the plot of the game, she's supposed to be a stunt. Like the plot of the game is that you've got a group of like stunt pilots that are pretending to be these legendary pilots as a propaganda thing, and then they actually become the legendary pilots because everyone else is dead.
That
I
actually sounds
think.
quite cool. Oh, from
I
what
mean,
the
Ace Combat 7 has a really interesting plot because you start out as a penal unit, so you're criminals who are then recruited into the war, and then you end up getting promoted. Again, it's you can pick it up dirt cheap on Steam. It's a really really great game.
mm,
Highly recommend it. I'm excited for Wings of Thev. The system requirements on PC look insane. It's like 2070 for 30 FPS. So I mean, I'm just gonna have to wait and see there.
yeah,
But
praying
We're not trying to
somebody
get a
there
GPU in this day and age.
makes it slightly better.
yeah,
Ooh,
well, I mean, like I said, I hope that they're overshooting the system requirements like the Lego Batman did.
yeah,
So
I
we'll
hope
just
so
have to
actually.
wait and see. In
Yeah.
terms of stuff I actually liked in that show, well, unique stuff, not stuff we'd already heard about.
Mm.
Kimuri. So that was announced a while ago. It's being headed by Unseen Games, which is Ikumi Nakamura's studio. If you don't remember Ikumi Nakamura, she used to work for Tango Gameworks. Then
Oh, yes, okay.
yeah, so she went on stage at Bethesda's E3, talked about Ghostwire Tokyo, and everyone became obsessed with her. And
Yeah,
hats off to her for leveraging her internet credit to getting a whole ass game studio.
yeah, banger
Uh,
honestly.
But again, it looks like it's a co-op demon fighting game with lots of cool enemies and traversal. I heard the term J-pop demon hunters thrown around, which I mean, you know what? If that's what's gonna take what it takes to get new interesting games out there to sell copies, I'm down for it.
Aye,
Bring on
bro.
the collab
Yeah,
skins.
bring it on. Who cares?
To be fair, I
Alright.
mean, I was gonna say it's completely out of left field. You guys haven't seen KOD, have you?
I have seen K-pop demon hunters.
I have also seen.
It's spent a year in the Netflix top 10.
That's genuinely impressive.
It is very impressive, and I just know that Sony are punching the air right now.
I
Sony are
am
punching the air for a
100%
lot of
jealous.
reasons right now. They're
Yeah.
about to shut down half of Bungie, which is
Oh,
yeah.
And don't forget, I was about.
yeah.
Speaking of Bungie, Marathon season 2.
Yeah, rumored.
I mean,
Rumored Bungie losing half its staff. That is tragic. If
I
it is
mean,
true.
I tried when Marathon had the free week or whatever it was. I tried to get into it. I spent like 3 hours. I was just bored out of my mind.
That's fair.
I've played extraction shooters before. I've played Arc Raiders. I like that a bit, but you know they just don't seem to hold any kind of long-term appeal for me.
Yeah, I have a bit of a nuanced opinion on Marathon as a whole because I do think visually like it is quite stunning and
Oh no, I mean the art style and the setting are really cool, and I also think you could have easily done just Destiny again or
Oh,
just
yeah.
Halo again, but they went for something unique.
The thing
And
is, it's really unfortunate as well because Marathon clearly out of any project they could have chosen to do is probably the cheapest one they could do at the time.
that I'm almost certain that's why they picked it because
Yeah.
if there's one thing we know about Destiny is that building and maintaining Destiny was not
atrocious.
cheap.
No,
It was
atrocious.
insanely expensive, which is probably why they are wrapping it up.
I remember the memory leak issues a few years ago. Like the game was
Mm.
just like struggling.
Well, no, they
It was-
had to like delete half the game in order to actually continue development.
The sun setting was. Ugh.
Yeah, I mean, they could have addressed it better. I mean, they could have just said, like, look, we're cutting this out due to technical issues.
I remember the announcement video they had for it, where they were like, "We're making the fucking Destiny
The
Vault,
Destiny content
the
vaults.
DCV," and it's like, yeah, you're just removing.
Yeah, and like I said,
the
that I
original
think if they
expansion.
hadn't been so smarmy about it, I think people would have been a lot kinder.
They were trying to play it off, but like
Mm.
obviously, there's only so much corporate speak you can kind of get through before it's
Yeah,
like you are
I mean,
just
again,
taking like what is it like nearly £100 worth of content away from people.
yeah,
because-
people are painting Sony as the bad guy in all this, and I mean, yeah, I can definitely see it, but Bungie has also made a lot of really bad decisions internally.
Yeah. Pete Parson
Um,
is just smiling right now in his fucking luxury car collection. It's
you're
like,
the one who's gonna have to edit out the swear words.
no, that is true, but that just pisses me off to no end. But
So, Manna, so just so you're aware, so Pete Parsons was the CEO of Bungie, who basically gassed up the company for the $3.6 billion sale to Sony, and then ended up spending most of it on his luxury car collection.
Why
It's-
does that not surprise me?
it's insane to me that Bungie sold for nearly the same cost of the entire Star Wars franchise. That is madness to me.
I mean, you have to account for inflation, and also again,
Yeah.
it was a COVID time, so interest rates were super low. Money was just sitting around, and
People
I think
did have money to spend. They had money to
Yeah,
spend.
Xbox had just bought Activision as well, or they just bought
Mhm.
Bethesda, one of them. So I think this was like a panic move.
Yeah, I think it was Activision because this is when they were like announcing that Call of Duty was going to be ramping down a bit and like it was kind of adjusting the studios in and like the CEO of Activision Blizzard Bobby Kotick was stepping down.
I mean, it's also funny
With
because
good
a lot of
paycheck,
those,
by the way.
It was
a lot of
Bethesda.
those smaller studios like High Moon and Toys for Bob and Vicarious Visions
Yeah.
also worked on Destiny.
Yeah, they did.
And actually,
Mhm.
teaser for later, I am going to be talking about Vicarious Visions because the studio that's working on the Star Fox remake is a lot of ex-Vicarious Visions staff.
That's actually quite cool. I didn't know that was happening.
So, closing thoughts on the state of play, guys.
I thought it could have just been better. I do understand what they were trying to do. They were
Mhm.
trying to get the two big hitters that they have coming out of the way.
They-
So I respect what they were trying to
And
do.
not even just out of the way. I think they kind of they stuck most of the state of play to that because they know that that's all that people were interested in.
Yeah, I
They're not
think
going to care about like, oh, the remasters or like the re-releases. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, okay, they're fun for like the people that played them, but it doesn't have the same kind of grip as new content.
Yeah.
I mean Sony's identity is very, very lodged in these big single player cinematic experiences, and that's part of the reason why their live service push didn't really work. Is
Yeah.
because you
Yeah.
can get those games elsewhere. You go to PlayStation for those big games like Horizon Zero Dawn, like God of War,
Ghost of Tsushima,
like Ghost of
Spider-Man.
Tsushima, Last of Us.
Spider-Man, like you go for that.
Mm.
And there
You're
has
going for those big, actually, those bigger cinematic, story-driven games, which I kind of feel like kind of goes a little bit hand in hand. The fact that they are on the other side of it, you do have Sony Pictures, which is a movie company. So I feel like they're kind of not
again
trying to mirror that, but it makes
the
sense.
problem with that is
Like,
that those kinds of games are the ones that are the longest and most expensive to make.
Yeah.
Which is
Hmm.
why they're kind of running into this problem now where Last of Us multiplayer got cancelled. Naughty Dog has not put out a single new game since Last of Us 2,
Yeah.
I mean, Naughty
which
Dog's
was
next game is meant to be Intergalactic Heretic
Yeah.
Project.
They've not really announced or shown
that's
anything
been
off about it.
MIA for like a year and a half now.
Yeah.
I mean, again, this is what you were saying earlier with they announced this stuff so early.
They literally
Yeah.
announced it and had nothing to show for it. Like there's nothing at the moment to show off about it. So it's
Mm.
probably
No.
they've probably barely even gotten deep enough into development to call the game finished, or even like anywhere near content complete.
Like I said, I would be shocked if there was a playable build at the point it was announced.
It,
Now,
it
yeah,
says
probably.
Now,
it
yes,
says here they started working on it after Last of Us Part 2 in 2020, and what it was announced in 2024.
they're gonna pull like a Cyberpunk. It's gonna take like 7 years.
I think
guarantee it.
that's
Oh.
probably going to be like a cross-gen PS5, PS6 launch
Yeah,
game.
it'll be 2028 or something like that. I guarantee it.
2020.
You say okay, so you're thinking that PlayStation 6 will launch in 2028.
I'm
Maybe. It's
I think we're just gonna have to see if RAM prices go down because
yeah.
I think
Because the Steam
especially
machine's
with how
struggling
much it
right
would
now, so I think
cost. I think a PS6 is a hard sell right now, especially
I
because
mean,
there's a lot.
the thing is, even now, it's like console prices are just going up and up and up. Like, I was at Costco yesterday, and a PlayStation 5 Slim was £480.
Yeah, that's
genuinely
more than it
expensive.
cost at launch. That's ridiculous.
Yeah. So like, I don't know.
And again, these games they don't
Second half of
look
2024.
that much
So
better.
like, how is the price just going? Like, how are they stagnating or going up? It should not be like that.
No, it really
Well, like I said,
shouldn't.
it's the RAM. I mean, it's the RAM. It's increasing development costs. It's tariffs. It's a whole bunch of stuff that's completely out of our control, and that is probably out of the scope of this podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just, I think, the lack of ability to subsidize a lot of costs for like the prices of things. So they just
Yeah, I mean, like I said, if Sony and Microsoft and Nintendo are struggling to subsidize the cost, imagine what Valve is going through right now.
like the Steam machine's struggling to even like be launched at all because they're struggling to even make any.
Didn't they like announce the launch pricing in the past couple of months for the Steam machine?
No. So the Steam Deck got a price
Yeah,
increase.
Steam Deck got increased price because
It's probably the smartest investment I've ever made by Steam Deck because that's like a 2x return on investment.
you could
you could
always
resell
sell
that.
it for more than what you paid.
I could sell it at a profit, which is pretty interesting.
It is.
Used.
I don't know if it was announced at State of Play, but it was put onto Sony's like channel. Alien Isolation 2 is coming out.
Yeah, that's Summer Games Fest, which is a really good segue to
Yes,
start
sir.
talking about the Summer
There we
Games
go.
Fest.
There we go.
Alien Isolation 2.
Segue.
That's coming. Yeah. I mean, when was the last time you saw a Segway in real life?
Just never.
Never.
I've seen a single one.
My neighbors used to have a Segway and they never used it, so they gave it to us, and then we never used it, so we threw it out.
I'm
Oh,
pretty
you meant that kind of
certain-
segue. I actually have one.
You have a Of course, you have a Segway.
Yeah, I wanted
Didn't
to.
they get
I
didn't they
bought
get into
it.
like a lot of trouble because
I
didn't
bought
one
it
like
before the
explode
pandemic.
in some like woman's house and it like set fire to a house or something like
Oh, you're
that?
thinking of hoverboards, which is another stupid thing.
Oh, that it's like yeah, it's
No, wait, which one was the Segway and which one was the hoverboard?
the hoverboard
I
was the one
don't
with
remember.
the hoverboard's
Segway
the one
was
with no handles, whereas
Oh no, I had a hoverboard. Sorry,
yeah
not a Segway.
okay.
the
All
hoverboard
right.
was the
Back
one with the
to
handles.
Alien Isolation.
Ooh,
Uh,
Honestly, like the
they've not
first
shown
Isolation
much.
is a great game.
Mm,
Like
I've
it
not played
plays
it.
have you
it
not?
plays
I
so
feel.
much like a horror game where it's like the alien is hunting you and you've really got to figure out how to escape.
Yeah.
I mean, that's yeah. I was about to say if I own it on Steam, I do own Alien Isolation on Steam, so I could literally just download it and play it. Um,
The side quest between episodes, you got to play Alien Isolation.
okay. Look, I don't play horror games in the summer. Okay,
No,
you just
that's
can't play
fair.
a horror game when it's nice and
No,
sunny
No,
outside
you can't.
and
no,
all
no.
is
You
right with
need
the
to play
world.
it in the dead of winter, preferably in October when on Halloween.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Around Halloween, I will go. I mean, also again, this game's probably not going to come out for like another 2 years, so
Yeah.
yeah, I will go or get to Alien Isolation eventually. I would say it does. They didn't show much, but it
Yeah.
does look like they're going
It,
for a more open setting because the previous one was set on a ship.
yeah, it was set on the
Mm.
Sevastopol, and then obviously it was like almost a direct sequel to the original movie.
Mhm.
And now I believe they're doing a direct sequel to just the game itself, which I'm quite
Yeah,
excited to see how they do it.
and because it looks like
Because
it's set on a planet, like on a colony, right?
yeah, I think they're basing it on the planet that the space station in the first game was on, because that station obviously blows up and kind of crashes in the end of the game.
Ah, okay.
I'm gonna be
Another.
excited to see how they do things like the alien in that a lot,
I mean,
because the
I
first
think it'd still
game
be.
is very
Oh no,
notorious
finish what
for
you're saying. Yeah.
yeah. The first game is very notorious for how intelligent the alien is, while
Also,
also
it's
Yes,
obviously
yes.
because you're in an enclosed
yeah,
space as well.
they're able to script it very well. However, I do think the
Mm.
game's age is slowly catching up with it. Like visually, it's still great, but I do think there are like slight like things that you could like the face models are not very good anymore,
Yeah,
and
but like I mean, that none of that. I mean, it matters, yes, but I mean, I think with especially with a horror game, you just want to nail the atmosphere.
yeah, 100%.
Mm.
Mm. What was I going to say? It's
What-
coming to Switch too as well, in addition to all the other big consoles.
30
Which
FPS, 30 FPS time.
But hold on, wait. You're
No, it
saying
should
it's
be
going to come to
60.
Switch. Is that going to be like at the same time, or is it going to be like
it
2 months
look.
after?
I would assume it's going to be at the same time. And so again,
Yeah.
Switch 2 we're talking about as well, not regular Switch.
I
Switch 2.
assume I assume it will launch probably at the same
Mhm.
time as everything else.
What's interesting is the original Alien Isolation does have a Switch port,
It does,
and
yeah.
just because of the gap in time and optimization, according to Digital Foundry, the Switch port does actually look better than the PS4 and Xbox One version,
That's
which
actually
is
kind of funny. I can't lie.
Mhm. Yeah. But like I said, just because of newer technology.
Mm.
Mm.
Yeah. Overall, I think the Summer Games Fest was really, really solid.
Oh, I think it had a lot to show, which was like
You
nice.
also like you had stuff like the TMNT game, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Last Ronin.
Oh
And that's
yeah,
being done by Platinum as well, which
Mm.
I'm
yeah.
praying
Yeah,
for the Platinum comeback because Babylon's Fall was not good.
I've
Please,
been I
platinum,
haven't played them, but
please.
obviously I've been seeing a lot of hype for Wolf Among Us Remastered and Wolf Among Us 2.
Ooh, I am actually excited to see what they do for a sequel for Wolf Among Us.
The only Telltale game I've actually played is Tales from the Borderlands, so I don't have a huge frame of reference there. But again, people went
People
nuts
like
over Wolf Among Us.
yeah,
So
people like the most of Wolf
Yeah,
Among Us.
it has a very like die-hard fan base.
Mm-hmm.
mhm.
That's a lot of
And
fan
Mm.
especially
base.
they've been waiting this long for a sequel, so
Yeah.
hats off to them.
It's
Mm.
kind of nice seeing Telltale almost come back from the dead in some form,
Mm. Yeah,
because
they did an
they're
Expanse game as well recently, didn't they?
yeah, because the studios it's not really the same anymore. I think they
Yeah.
still use a lot of like subsidiaries to get things done. Like I know Skybound like finished the final Walking Dead chapter like a long time ago now,
Mm.
but
Mm.
it's kind of nice to see them back again because they kind of died in very weird and like the industry was kind of not really suited for games like that at the time, and I think seeing those come back is quite cool.
I mean, it's just interesting because the whole episodic gaming thing never really took off, did it?
No, Then again, also
I mean,
Telltale Games were also working on like just like random projects. Like they made Minecraft Story Mode.
I
And
was
that
literally
game,
just thinking about Minecraft
yeah,
story mode.
what a atrocious games. Just genuinely
never
terrible.
played it. Never played story
They
mode.
are not good in the slightest. There's a
I mean,
reason.
you're saying the episodic format. I mean, Dispatch did really well.
Yeah,
Dispatch
but
was
they
pretty
had
good.
all the episodes already done and then released them like
Yeah,
in
Yeah.
parts.
This
They weren't
yeah,
releasing an
yeah.
episode and then like 3 months later another episode, and 3 months later another episode.
Yeah.
No,
Also,
I
Dispatch was
think
very
then
much a test
then
for the
I think it's
concept,
not
to
the
be fair.
episodic format. Then I think it just comes down to the fact that the studios don't have everything ready at launch. It's kind of when they release games, things feel like half baked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
I think it's
it's not.
presentation a lot of the time. It's presentation because Telltale usually leached off of other IPs for their games to be like made, and then whereas like obviously like the guys behind Dispatch have made like a completely new thing. So
Yeah.
it's obviously like Telltale required like you to like let's say like Telltale made like the Batman games, the Telltale
Mm.
Batman games, which I heard were pretty good, but obviously
Yeah, they're fun.
that is obviously just like Batman. They've got Minecraft. They made games on The Walking Dead. Like Telltale very much were focused on making games like for already established IPs, whereas like I think now we're seeing
With
them
ad hoc studios, they did something completely
they were
new with
like we can
Dispatch.
try something completely new and different, and I think that worked in their favor more so than sticking to doing licensed games.
Yeah. So what I was going to
Mm.
say about the Summer Games Fest is just there was just a lot of really big names here.
Oh,
So like
yes.
stuff like Resident Evil, Stellar Blade, you had Star Wars, the racing game, Monster Hunter got the expansion announced, Final Fantasy VII,
I was
uh,
about to say Persona 4 and
Revelation.
Persona 6.
that's the Xbox show.
Xbox Showcase. We're
Yeah,
getting
never
there.
mind.
You
Yeah, so
have
we'll
you have
we'll get onto
Tifa and
that.
Street Fighter. You have Tifa and Street Fighter. It's like, oh shit.
I mean, I
Mm.
feel like people. I always heard people talk about putting Tifa in Tekken because they had. So they had the Final Fantasy 15 protagonist
Yeah.
in Tekken, the Final Fantasy 16 protagonist in Tekken. So a lot of people thought that Tekken would be the one, but no, Street Fighter. And so you know, it's interesting. They also talking about how they're
Speaking
gonna.
of Street Fighter, are you guys gonna go see the movie?
Yeah, of
Ooh.
course I'm gonna go see the movie.
I feel like I have to. Like I know it's not going to
Yeah.
be good. Like to be fair, I think
It looks fun. It looks fun.
Another time.
It
But
looks
it's like-
very silly, and I think that is the only way you can actually do a Street Fighter movie.
Yeah. Well, it was a bit like the Mortal Kombat 2 movie that we watched. I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was. We can talk about that another time.
Yeah.
That was fun.
But it's the same level of silliness, I think, is what you
Yeah.
kind of expect from that.
You've got to like with these bigger fighter games turned into movies, you got to play into the little bit of the silliness.
Yeah.
Like otherwise, if you take it too seriously, it just doesn't work.
Yeah, it doesn't.
I mean, though, what's funny is we're talking about Tekken. Tekken did get a guest character announced, Yujiro Hanma from Baki, which is going to be
find
absolutely ridiculous. Because,
hysterical. But also, that's very fitting. I think that's very, very fitting.
I mean, like I said, everything, to me at least, Baki is what people who haven't read JoJo's Bizarre Adventure think JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Everything
like
I
the
hear about Baki is
original-
just absolutely fucking mental.
Yeah. I know a guy who's watched like all of it, and what he's told me that has come of that is like ridiculous.
You could tell me anything happens in Baki, and I'd probably believe you.
I think Baki like one of the presidents at one point. Like that.
Yes, he does. He forces himself on
Yes.
Elon Musk and Trump canonically.
It's like
What?
the writers don't
Yes.
care, and I think it's
What?
great. The writers don't
Yeah.
care, and I think it's genuinely
So,
glorious.
This guy why am I explaining the plot of Baki? We're supposed to be talking about the Summer Games Fest. Basically, long story short, there's this guy Yujiro Hanma. He's like the most powerful, strongest fighter in the universe. Everyone is beneath him, and every time a new president gets elected, he shows up to the White House and then asserts his dominance somehow. And when it came time for Trump's second presidency, and keep in mind, he already had previously canonically met Donald Trump, so he
Yes.
already knew not to mess with this guy, but then
He did it anyway.
and then he did something I'm not going to say, which is
Yeah, he got.
Wow.
he
Okay
got,
then.
touched
anyway.
and
Back
very
to
respected.
Final Fantasy.
Christ.
I'm just gonna preface this for listeners. Our conversations will just go on like massive tangents and we may forget what the original topic of conversation is.
All right. So back to what I was saying about Final Fantasy is it looks really, really, impressive. I mean, you talk about less of a remake, more of a full reimagining of this game, just like a massive, massive scale and production quality. I just don't give a shit about Final Fantasy VII. Like I tried
I've never
so
played any
hard
of the
to get
games, I
into,
don't care.
I tried so hard to get into remake, and I tried the demo Rebirth on Switch 2, and I just do not care about these games. I cannot stand any of these characters. It is just not my thing at all.
Same.
Yeah, it's
I
never
feel
really been
really,
my thing, but
I
I
definitely
was.
want to get into Final Fantasy as a whole.
Then again, I feel
I'm
like the recommendation you get is never to play the remakes first, which I think makes a lot of sense because they are very
Mhm.
different to what a lot of Final
Yeah, they're
Fantasy
like
people
they're
like.
reimaginings rather
Yeah,
than remakes. I mean, to be the term remake, remaster, reimagining gets thrown around so much. It's such a
It's lost a lot of meaning.
it's very
yeah.
buzzwordy now. It's just remake, remaster. Ooh, it's like yeah, okay, guys.
So overall, speaking of remakes, Resident Evil, Code Veronica. Uh,
Ooh, that does look like it's going to be good.
I mean, what's interesting is they're referring to it as REV, as in
Yeah,
the Roman numeral for 5,
yeah, it's
which
a
is
bit
trying to say
confusing.
maybe forget about Resident Evil 5 because it's super racist.
Yeah. I think it's partially that, and I think also I think they just can't really be bothered to do like the spin-off names anymore, really. So because I don't know, maybe Capcom just think their audience are a bunch of dum dums, but it's like
I don't
it's
think
just
Capcom
Veronica
think their
now.
audience are dum-dums. I don't. I think they just don't want to piss people off by remaking Resident Evil 5 and not changing enough.
Yeah,
But then if you change too much, is it really Resident Evil 5 then?
Yeah, but look, they had there's a scene, there's a bit where they go into the jungle and they fight literal like African tribes people and they go ooga booga.
yeah, like it's pretty
I mean,
bad.
it
The game
it's
is like
really
very
bad.
culturally insensitive in many ways. It's
I mean, granted, you could probably say the same about Resident Evil 4 and the Spanish.
yeah,
Because it treats Spain as like this backwater country, and it's like, what the hell?
yeah, it's quite interesting. I
Leon
have to admit.
Kennedy, agent of the American government, just shows up to some random Spanish guy's house and just shoots him.
Yeah, just genuinely switches them down. It's over.
Yeah,
Oh,
like he's lucky that guy was a zombie.
yeah, 100%. Otherwise, he has just committed home invasion and like just murder. Stranger Than Heaven.
Yeah,
The
I am. The thing is, I have actually just intentionally not watched a lot of the trailers of Stranger Than Heaven because I want to go in like completely blind.
oh, okay.
Ma- Mainly just because I love Yakuza. And as much I'm working my way through the Yakuza games. I'm on Kiwami 2 at the moment. Um, but having this new game as a new jumping in point looks cool. I mean, I love seeing contemporary Japan, because
Oh yeah.
games set in Japan, it's always either modern Japan or feudal Japan. Having 1920s, 1940s, 60s, 70s Japan, I
It's a
think that's
nice
really,
change
really,
of pace
it's a
because
really
You
cool
know what's really
concept.
weird about this game? Like, it for some reason they've got musicians from like Snoop Dogg in the game,
Yeah, like
Corey Kelly,
the
and for
cast
Snoop-
some
jump is a
reason
bit
the
interesting.
likeness of Tupac Shakur, like,
I was getting
why?
onto that. I was
Yeah,
getting onto the Tupac thing. I was getting onto the
we have
Tupac thing.
digitally revived Tupac for this game.
I mean, I half expected him to walk out on the stage for like a solid second or
It
two.
felt like he was going to. Like they really made it
It's
feel
like
like it.
Jeff Keighley, like, I'm pleased to announce that we have found Tupac. He's alive.
He was in Cuba the whole time. Just walks onto the stage. Oh, okay.
Yeah, but
Oh,
Would have been funny, but no. But no.
Snoop Dogg. The thing is, Yakuza has always had celebrities in it,
Yeah.
but they've always just been Japanese celebrities. That's the thing. Like,
They
if you
still
played
do. They still
If
do
you
that.
played Yakuza 0, right?
Oh yeah.
The three main antagonists are all played by like famous Yakuza actors. It'd be
Mm.
like making a mafia game and having one of the villains played by Robert De Niro.
Oh yeah, pretty much.
Um, but there's been some unique controversy recently because Yakuza Kiwami 3, they cast a guy who's been accused of assault, and
hey.
then then in this one, there's a Japanese guy who's been dead, who they've digitally revived, and then in this one also Tupac.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, what is Tupac doing in Japan in 1920s Japan?
It's
Hmm.
Like,
so
is this actually
strange.
Tupac, or is this Tupac's ancestor, or is he just a guy that looks like Tupac?
Yeah.
They've not really explained it, but I assume it's going to be like just it's just a guy who looks like Tupac, which I'm not really I don't like they're doing this.
I think I do think it is a bit. I mean, they've said like, "Oh, we've done it with the full respect of his estate and his family," but his estate's run by the guy who used to be in charge of Universal Records.
Yeah, like his
They,
estate haven't really given much care, if at all, about what they do with his likeness at
I
all.
mean, this feels.
Like
I mean, I can't find a better word for it other than a piss take, to be honest.
Yeah, like
I feel like that's just the whole kind of
you find that a lot
general
with estates, though.
feeling
They do
when it
just kind
comes
of
to.
sell off the rights a lot of the time for like the people who like do.
Yeah, I
basically
mean,
own
like, I checked my Spotify. Apparently, there's a new Prince album coming out, even though he's been dead for 10 years.
it.
So,
Yeah,
To be fair, Prince had a lot of stuff in the vault anyway, so I'm not
yeah,
surprised. Really collated a bunch of songs that they're going to be released.
all the
But I was
stuff
saying,
that God told Michael Jackson to make and he didn't.
yep,
what I was going to say, I feel like that there's a whole kind of air of caution when it comes to using the likeness of dead people in games, especially in this day and age, specifically with generative AI, and it really leaves a bad taste in people's mouths.
it's also just been proven to be just a bit insensitive. Like
Mm.
they did it. They've like in movies, people have already been getting very annoyed by it. Like they've done it with Carrie Fisher. They did it in Rogue One.
Val Kilmer recently as well.
Yeah, and it's
They
like
did it with the first one that comes to mind was Peter Cushing in Rogue One.
yeah, they did it with him as well, and it's like people very much don't like it because it is just
I mean, think
not
about
them.
how, from their family's perspective, just seeing a zombified version of
Yeah,
your family member
strange
on a big screen
artificial
is just
version of
be.
them.
Yeah.
Also,
It's
I think
very
it's just
upsetting.
a symptom of our culture just being stuck in the past.
Yeah,
It's nostalgia baiting. Like,
it's
I
the
mean, you
fear of
look at what
moving
the
on
ending of Mandalorian season 2, where they digitally added young Mark Hamill's face
to a guy
And
who
so
that's
looks
they
like Mark
could
ridiculous because the
have
Hamill.
actor
Luke
already
Skywalker.
looks like young Mark Hamill.
It's so
Yeah,
fucking funny. It's so
but
funny.
it's like one, it's nostalgia baiting, but two, they need some kind of big name on it
I mean,
for
we could do a
anyone who wants
whole
to
episode on nostalgia baiting and fan service.
Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely, we
we
could.
could. We
We'll have to
really
leave
could.
that for another day.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I think
Um,
wrapping up thoughts on the Summer Games Fest.
I thought it was good.
Overall, I thought it was a really, really solid show. I mean, nothing like absolutely drop dead. Oh my god, I can't believe it. I'm shitting myself.
Yeah,
But
no,
but a lot of
you know,
genuinely good stuff. Like Star
yeah,
Wars
I feel like
Racers
there was
surprised me.
something for everyone in this show.
it's a lot of
Like,
variety, lots of big names
yeah,
as well.
and also like I think that there is a lot of love for Asha, the new Xbox lady.
Yeah.
Well, I'll
Um,
be getting onto that in a minute because I got opinions, but
I don't know. I feel
That's
like when it was first announced that she was going to be leading, there was obviously a lot of I don't know if caution is the right word.
I
That
think, well,
it's
there were
yeah.
obviously people going, "Oh, I don't want a woman in charge of Xbox,"
yeah.
I
but
don't want an
also there's,
Indian woman in charge of
And
Xbox.
then it's just
but
like you guys are
also
idiots. Who cares? Like shut the
well,
fuck up.
also
Yeah,
just she
it doesn't
previously
matter.
worked in the AI department,
Ooh,
and that
yeah.
was the big worry for me. Uh,
And also the fact that she's not a gamer.
yeah, well, I mean, to be fair,
I think
she,
that people were cautious about that, but I don't know. I've been seeing like a lot of love for her after the Xbox Games Fest.
I think in order to be in charge of a game company, you don't necessarily have to be a gamer, but you do need to understand creatives and artists,
Yeah.
and that's what I'm more worried about. But again,
Yeah,
we'll get into that later.
yeah. And as you said, where being in the AI industry is a very sore topic when it comes to any kind of creative space. It's
Absolutely,
like
It
absolutely.
immediately puts a
it,
target over your head because it's like, of course
Hmm.
it's
yeah,
going to.
yeah.
Like, it's such a
You're
sad idea.
basically announcing you want to be ostracized from the industry if you're announcing you're working with any kind of
At
generative
least
AI.
ostracized by the creatives. The C-suite are all over AI,
Oh yeah,
but
they love you for it. But
Oh yeah. The suits they love it because they see it as the next big thing. Everyone wants to get in on it.
but it's
But
also
the
making
creatives,
it's also making the hardware more expensive, so people aren't going to buy the hardware.
yep.
yep.
But as you
This
say,
is probably going to be a good segue into the Xbox show.
I have
Um,
a good few things to say about the Xbox show.
yeah, so I was going to say I'm gonna slag on layoffs later, but in terms of the show itself, I think it was the strongest show.
I think so.
I
Oh
think
yeah, absolutely.
just in terms of variety, in terms of games that I'm actively excited for, stuff coming soon as well. You know, not just stuff coming 10 years from now. Fable looks, like a really solid. Well, not even solid, just looks like a really, great game. I'm
Oh,
glad that they're delaying it just so it doesn't have to compete with GTA 6 because I feel, especially because they're both open world games. One's fantasy, one's realistic crime thing. But I know unscrupulous people would pit those two games against each other, and I think
no one wants to, and no one is going to compete with GTA 6 in November.
yeah, I mean
Like
that's
they know they're going to lose.
If you even
that's
try,
the big thing.
you're gonna get that guy, like that guy from Reddit, where he's like, "Oh my god, look at the physics in Red Dead Redemption 2 compared to this
Oh
game."
god, I hate that guy. I hate
My
that guy.
God, there's always that one guy on
Yeah.
Reddit or Twitter who's like, you've got to compare it to Red Dead Redemption 2. It's
He's-
like
Red
he's
Dead
got-
Redemption
Oh.
2 was made using white slavery.
Literally, bro. They've got to remind you that like the horse's balls like shrivels in the in the
I
stand,
mean,
like, in the clothes.
who cares?
They've got to just
Who-
remind you that we've done that.
Who is playing a
They
video
did
game
it.
and going, my horse's balls aren't realistic enough?
That's like, my guy, if that is what you're focusing on, I think you need to touch some grass.
Red
Like,
Dead 2 has done unimaginable things to the gaming industry. I think
I mean, it's still a spectacular game. I
it's
love it. But like,
spectacular.
even ignoring Red Dead Redemption 2, I think the focus on like photorealism has done damaging
Yeah,
gaming
that's
industry.
kind of.
well, like I said, I'm gonna get onto that when we talk about Persona.
Okay. Yes.
But
can we
just
start off with what I am actually quite excited for? Halo Combat Evolved.
Campaign Evolved.
Campaign evolved.
Campaign Evolved.
Yeah, I think that's a stupid name. I'm going to be brutally honest. I know
wish
why
they
they
just
called it
Halo
that.
CE remake. Like I wish we just did
Yeah,
that. But
I
get
think if they
why.
just, I mean, honestly, I think it would have been a baller move if they just called it Halo and nothing else. But we'll
Yeah.
see.
The thing is,
Mm.
you can't make a remake of Halo CE and not have the CE, because then some guy again is just gonna be like, back in 2001. Like it's a nightmare. You can't.
Well, the thing is, right? Bungie originally wanted to just call it Halo. Microsoft said add the Combat Evolved.
Yeah, but now you can't change that because it's so ingrained into what the game was.
Yeah,
I think it looks pretty good. I know
it looked
there
a lot
are.
smoother than
Yeah.
last time they showed it off.
The original show off was quite questionable, but like the prequel missions they're adding look really good, and I think all the new stuff they've added looks fun.
I mean, essentially, it's stuff from other games.
Yeah,
but
they're adding all the stuff from the other Bungie games. Like they're adding some of the.
I mean, the underlying technology apparently is still the Reach engine.
Yeah, it's a combination. So it's Unreal 5 with like a lot of foundations built in. I believe the engine's called Blam.
Yeah, Blam was the
Yeah,
original name. Yeah.
So they're using like Reach's version of Blam. So there's a lot of like reused animations from Reach when it comes to like mostly just the enemies movement.
Yeah.
The guns have pretty much been mostly reanimated, other than like some of the ones they've nicked from like Infinite. But other than like that, I think a lot of the stuff is pretty much just like a lot of it is.
I mean, what I was going to say, we were talking about realism earlier, and yeah, the game looks really, really realistic, but in some areas, I feel that's to a detriment.
I definitely agree.
I think this is, they're saying, look at what we can do. Look at how shiny we can make the graphics. But I think Halo has always had this should at least always have this otherworldly feel where it's not quite real.
I think CE.
I get what
CE is
I
very. Go on. No, go on.
No, I was gonna say when you look at photorealism, like I don't want. It's like, do you want your game to look like a movie? Like I want it to be kind of like an artistic style. I want there to be some flair.
I want my game to look like a movie from the 80s.
I want it to be some kind of like artistic vision behind it, like some kind of like unique styling to it. Because otherwise, if everything's going for photorealism, everything's the same.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
and
everything just
I
it
find
makes it look
CE
it makes it feel dull.
I find CE to be a bit of like it's a very different game to the rest of like the original Halo like trilogy.
yeah.
It's the most
Uh,
it is the game with the most mystery, the most like strange aesthetics, like the most liminal kind of looking spaces. Like it's very it works a lot, like the kind of weird scary like atmosphere works a lot for CE, where I feel like 2 and 3 don't go as heavy-handed
yeah.
into it.
I mean, that's what I think the remake would have been a really unique opportunity to capitalize on that
Mm.
atmosphere. I mean, if you see a lot of the pre-production art where they've almost going from almost like more of an anime aesthetic.
Yeah.
Well, I think that would have been something really unique to play with. But also, again, when you consider these games are so expensive to make and so time-consuming to make, you want to go for the widest appeal possible.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, so in terms of the game
I
itself, it looks cool. I'm glad it's not full price because that would be
Oh
ridiculous.
yeah. It's
Uh,
thank God it's like it's I think it's $50 and
yeah.
then you get 2 campaigns, you get a campaign remix feature, and then I assume some extra stuff they're planning to like chuck in. Like
I mean, I would love to see like development footage or something like that. That would be cool.
I'd hope for dev footage. I'd also hope they had a theater mode. That'd be really
Yeah.
nice. I feel like if you
I
I
mean,
feel like a photo mode or theater mode
I
of some
feel
kind
like
would
they
be
could have at
incredible.
least remastered the original multiplayer, but
I get why they
I'm
haven't though.
assuming
I get
they're
why they haven't.
probably working on some kind of standalone multiplayer project at the moment,
Yeah.
so they don't want to compete with themselves. And also, if you really want to play CE multiplayer, MCC is right there.
Yeah. I feel like because they do plan to remake a lot. Like they're remaking the whole Halo trilogy from what I remember seeing.
Absolutely. I mean, they've already got Halo 2 assets in there. They will be remaking Halo
I
2.
feel like Halo 2, like whatever they decide to call Halo 2's like remake, I feel like that might be. I feel like because I feel this game feels like a test bed for what they're like
Yeah,
planning to do. So I feel like maybe Halo 2 remake or 3 remake will also include multiplayer and like everything else.
like I mean, we're seeing this a lot in the by the remake, so we can judge if this franchise still has life in it.
Yeah,
Seeing it
because
with
Oh,
Halo,
100%.
seeing it with Star Fox, Rayman. Uh,
outside of this game, Halo is pretty much dead. Like I don't,
yeah,
no one talks about it, no one cares about it. Like people watch people argue about Halo on Twitter and just think we're crazy, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not surprised.
what do you mean we?
Well,
We
we? Who the hell is we? I don't speak French. No, but yeah, you see a lot of people being like, oh, like they'll watch people argue about like Sprint and stuff, and it's like, guys, it's been like 16 years. I think we can pack it
It's
in.
not that deep. It's
I
not
think
that deep.
I think we can let it go. Halo is just not big anymore. Just either just don't buy it. Like vote with your wallet. Vote with your wallet. That's the principle here. If you think the game looks terrible, don't buy it. And if it
I
doesn't
think it's
sell
gonna
well,
sell really well. It's gonna
I
sell well.
yeah. If it doesn't sell
I
well,
think
at least it
especially
will sell
you'll
Game
have
Pass for a good few
people
months. It will sell Game
who've
Pass.
grown up on like the Xbox 360 and then got
Mm.
PS4 and then a PS5 and they miss Halo. Like that is definitely going to be a huge market.
The only other thing I think I wanted to add about Halo is that I do think it's really funny. You can tell that Xbox's new CEO probably wanted the CE remake to be Xbox exclusive, but most likely due to contractual obligations before she was in, they can't. That
Mhm.
seems to be kind of the thing that I've noticed with it, because Gears of War E-Day, which we'll obviously get to, is very much being an exclusive to Xbox and PC, which I'm very happy for. I'm glad it is. But I think the CE remake would have been gone down that path, but I am assuming some sort of contractual obligation has
Yeah.
resulted in that not happening.
Anything you want to chip in with, Dylan?
Not particularly. Yeah, there's not really much else to say.
Yeah.
Gears, it looks really impressive visually. Again, it's a way it's quite quasi-realistic, but it's a stylized realism,
Yeah.
which I think
They're sticking to the
uh
way they've done it, which I'm still quite
yeah,
happy about.
it's almost kind of like a Mike Mignola art in a way, like
Mm.
Hellboy.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
was thinking if you're ever going to do animated Gears of War, I mean that would be a really good style to do it in. Just saying.
That would just be the style I think I'd want it to be in.
We got John DiMaggio coming back, most of the voice cast coming back.
Mm.
The only problem is I don't care about Gears of War.
Yeah, I wish I liked.
I got to
cared
like
about Gears.
the end of the first game, and I'm just like, I'm falling asleep. This is so boring.
I'm
Like,
glad.
there's
I'm
cool
glad to
boss fight
see.
here and there.
I'm glad to see it coming back at least, because I know Gears 5 was a little bit controversial. Don't ask me about what, I don't remember, but I just know it wasn't that well received.
Oh no, it was controversial because they dared to put a woman in it. That's why.
Was that actually the reason? Because if so, that is
Probably.
moronic. If that is the reason,
It would not surprise me.
no, it wouldn't
Yeah.
surprise me. But yeah, ooh,
Um,
Persona
the
4
only thing, actually, I
Revival.
was having this. I'm pretty sure I've had this conversation before.
Yeah.
Also, because I grew up with Adventure Time, I just cannot take John DiMaggio's tough guy voice seriously because all I hear is Jake the dog.
Yeah, it is quite funny.
Whenever I think John DiMaggio, I just think Bender.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like
And
one
Yeah.
of those. It's like one of those like same character like memes where it's like Jake
Oh, yeah, it's like-
making pancakes, and then it's like
Yeah.
cuts like Kratos. Zeus, your son has returned. It's like yes, okay, yeah, I see it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was gonna say, ooh,
Other games they showed off. Well, we'll get to Persona.
We'll
That's
get-
going to be at the end because I think we're going to me and you. We're
Me
going to be
and you
talking
had
about
some words.
Persona a
Me and you had
lot.
words. Crazy
Um,
Taxi, no talk.
I know a few people are excited for Spyro: A Realm Beyond.
Yeah,
Ooh,
that
same.
Like, I
Again,
get
that's
why.
gonna
I think it's
be
nostalgic for a lot of people.
It's gonna be a very
Um,
relevant game because
Glad to
Toys
see
for
it.
Bob actually spun off from Activision when Microsoft bought Activision, and the studios that they're looking potentially at closing right now, Compulsion, Double Fine, and I think Ninja Theory, they are also in negotiations to try and spin off. So I think Toys for Bob, if they're able to do it and make a new game and still maintain a good working relationship with Xbox, I think there is hope for these studios. Touch wood. God, I want Double Fine to stick around.
I was just gonna say, Toys for Bob, they're not doing Modern Warfare 4.
No, because they're a completely independent studio now.
Yes.
Yeah,
They're
but
free
it's
from
weird
the
because
Call of
obviously
Duty
they've done
mine.
all of the previous Modern Warfares, but now just not doing this one. So I do wonder how different the new one's going to feel.
Yeah.
We'll see. I mean, mostly they're a support studio. I don't think they got much say in the creativity side of it. And I think they seem way more interested in doing the whole Spyro and Crash Bandicoot thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
Was Crash 4 Toys for Bob? Hang on, let me see. I'm sorry, I'm
I
just gonna
can't
Google it.
actually remember.
Crash Bandicoot 4. It's about time. Yeah, Toys for
Yes,
Bob.
it was. Yeah.
Hmm. And I think, there's something really great about this franchise sticking around. I was also going to say, I forgot to mention in the PlayStation showcase, Rayman as well, the Rayman
Oh,
Retold.
yes.
That
Oh
looks
yeah, I know a
great.
lot of people are excited about that one.
I love Rayman Legends. And so getting that redone and also with Rayman Origins included for like 40 quid. That's a really good deal.
Yeah, that is not. It is a pretty solid deal, I have to admit.
Hmm. Yeah.
Do we want to get onto?
I think it's just Persona left at this point.
Do we want to get onto Persona?
Yeah, I think well, just two quick things. Clockwork Revolution looks cool.
Oh, I do.
I
It looks
like
cool. It does look
immersive sims. The writing seems a bit off, but
I think it
whatever.
feels like a game they were working on a while ago, but never got finished, and now it's kind of
Yeah.
like being pulled out of the gutter again. It looks really
Mhm.
fun though, so I'm not like mad. I just think it looks like it sounds like the dialogue sounds a little bit dated, but I think that's
Yeah.
just time period.
Metro as well. Love Metro trilogy. Metro X. Sorry, someone just honked outside my door really loud.
Oh yeah, Metro looks really fun. I'm excited for that.
I love Metro Exodus. It's a new protagonist this time around, and they seem to be not shying away from making analogies to current events in Ukraine. So it's definitely going to be a very heavy game to play. But Exodus was great. 2033 and Last Light were great. All around fantastic. So excited for that. Now on to what we've all been waiting for: Persona 4 revival and Persona 6.
But Persona.
Persona 4 revival. I have not played the original Persona 4. It is in my Steam library, like many games are.
Yeah.
I was literally gonna like. I remember I was gonna start playing it, and then Revival got announced, and I was like, okay, well, I might as well just wait for this then. And then Revival didn't look great when they first showed it off. It looked like
Revival was it
base.
was just it's the main character walking down the street and
I
then
think what it
cuts.
was is it got leaked, and they were like, okay, fine, here you go.
They were like, ah, fine, here's your teaser, get out of my house.
Mhm.
It's like, yeah, all right, guys,
Yeah,
like,
but so Persona 4 Revival just looks absolutely spectacular.
I
I
think
mean,
it too.
there's no other way to describe it. I
Yeah,
think visually, in terms of elevating the original's aesthetic while still staying true to it. I mean, I know m- miserable people on Twitter saying, "Oh, you're getting rid of the game's soul. You're making it more like Persona 5." Persona 5 is a good game.
yeah. It's
It is a
also
really good
funny.
game.
It also kind of makes me laugh because a lot of people on Twitter are like, "Oh, the color schemes are wrong," and they're like, "Yeah, but guys, it's following the color scheme of like the original game. Persona 4 Golden, the PSP game, was really yellow.
PS
Not
Vita.
PS Vita game. You're correct. Was yellow. That was the yellow game.
Mhm.
The original game was not
Uh,
yellow. It was very grey or
and they're also
purple.
leaning into the TV aesthetic as well. Like you
Mm,
saw
the
part
combat
of the
UI is
UI
very
looks like
tile.
an old fashioned tuning knob, and they've got like the CRT filters, and they basically it just looks really really good. The only thing that really stuck out to me was complete lack of a Switch 2 version.
Yeah, but the problem is they did this with Reload as well.
One of the thing is with Reload, the port was very rushed apparently, done by a skeleton crew.
Yeah, it was.
This we know Atlas has a Switch 2 dev kit because Metaphor is coming to Switch 2, which we will be talking about later.
They might make a dedicated Switch version then. Maybe they'll
Oh no,
just
I think again, assuming what this runs at what's 4K 60 FPS on current consoles,
yeah,
easily it could scale down 1080p 30
yeah,
for
100% it could.
current. I mean, even then, looking at it, Persona 3 Reload runs at 60 FPS on the Steam Deck, but it's 30 FPS on Switch 2, which is just ridiculous.
Yeah, it's a bit mental, I have to admit.
So, I mean, I hope that it does come to Switch 2. I mean, I'm buying it regardless, but I would love to be able to play that on the go
Mm.
on the Switch 2. And then Persona 6. So,
It's
correct me
green.
if I'm wrong.
It's green for a
This
very good reason, guys.
this was this the big final reveal of the show? Because I was working.
No, it was close to the end, but it wasn't like the big reveal. It was one of the more like the big reveal at the end of the show was COD because
Yeah, which is not great.
they pulled the we're gonna have one last presentation from a franchise that's been with us from the very start, Call of Duty, and I'm like, okay, guys, get off my screen.
Yeah, but well, first off, this is huge because I know Metaphor was announced at the Xbox show like 2-3 years ago. But Persona's always historically been like a PlayStation focused franchise.
It's kind of funny seeing the shift. Like Atlas have very much moved towards Xbox now,
Or
and
Xbox and multiplayer in general.
yeah, which I'm very happy for. I have to admit. Persona
I
6
think
is just a teaser, but then again, it reminds me of the Persona 5 teaser. Like it's kind of just nothing. But that's
well
kind
no,
of the point.
The Persona 5 teaser, people go like, oh, that had no relevance to the main game. It does, it
It
just doesn't come
does.
in until later.
Yeah. I feel like this will be
Uh
the same, but it
well, the
is
thing
a
is
lot
it
of just airy
definitely
visuals.
looks like a tone shift, which I'm quite excited for.
It'd
Uh
be nice to see if they head more towards like the original Persona 1 and 2's like aesthetic and vibe
what
was.
gets to me is there's some scenes in the teaser where it's like a clip art thing
Mm,
and like a face made of various like newspaper clippings,
yeah.
and so rumors suggesting it's going to be based around like ghost hunting, right?
I
Like,
think there's a chance, yeah. Also, I
but
do just want to get out of the way. I do find it really funny that a week before this, we were getting Persona 6 character model leaks on the and
yeah, well, but those leaks are real because they have the same logo.
yeah,
I mean, unless again they were intentionally planted, which I'm sure is for a lot of leaks these days.
yeah. But
Um,
then again, knowing Atlas is so bad and they hate leaks.
Yeah,
and
they
hate,
posted their own trailers on Instagram like a
Yeah.
week early.
like they're terrible with it. They hate leaks and they leak their own stuff all the time. Like it's very silly.
What I was gonna say is it would be quite interesting because Persona's always tried to be somewhat socially relevant. Like Persona 4 was about, the TV and mass media.
Mhm.
Persona 5 is about social media and misinformation. Uh, I think it'd be interesting if they're gonna go for like a sort of internet horror backrooms SCP type thing.
I think that'd be a cool approach to take for it.
I think especially, with how prevalent that stuff is in current day culture.
Oh yes.
And how it's uniquely a Gen Z thing. I think that'd be
Yeah.
a really interesting. Also, it is aesthetic that a big AAA game has not really tried to lean into, except maybe
No.
Control.
Control's really the only one I can think of.
Mhm.
off the
So,
top
like I
of
said,
my
I
head, at
think
least.
having cryptids and internet mythos, I think that would be a very, very interesting approach for Persona. It's supposedly on track for 2027. I would not be shocked if that slips into 2028.
Yeah, I wouldn't be
Either
shocked if
way,
it's
I'm
delayed,
going to be
but
nearly 25 playing as an anime teenager, so that's going to be great.
yeah.
So it has come to the attention that Xbox is looking at potentially closing some of these studios and doing layoffs as part of the new CEO, Aisha Sharma, coming in and, essentially want to do a reset. And, it makes sense from a business perspective that, you want to cut the fat. You want to, if a studio is just not performing the way it should, you can't, it's not a charity.
Yeah.
If Xbox wants to be competitive, Xbox wants to make money, if Xbox wants to actively compete with PlayStation again, they need to put out big hitters. And unfortunately, as much as I love them, games like Psychonauts and South of Midnight are not big hitters. They
Oh
are
yeah.
cool, fun, unique games, but
They're
something
not
like South of
bringing in the
Midnight
cash that Microsoft
cost about
needs.
200 million to make.
Mm.
And I mean, does anyone talk about that game?
No.
Did it win any awards whatsoever? Like,
I
there's no
know it got
one is.
I know it got nominated at the Game of the Year awards last year, but I don't remember if it won. It
I
did
think it was
look
like the best accessibility or something.
Yeah, like don't get me wrong, it did look quite interesting. It just clearly doesn't have the kind of mass appeal Xbox need a lot of their games to
Exactly.
be
You
doing,
need
so they can invest in niche
if you
titles.
want to move consoles, if you want to move Game Pass subscriptions, you've got to have these big hitters like Halo, like Gears, like Forza.
Mhm.
I mean, it's also come to light that they are apparently trying to light a fire under Bethesda's arse. Is probably the best way to put it.
To be fair,
Because
I think Microsoft need to get Bethesda to kick the shit into gear like
yeah, no, I
immediately.
mean like they bought Bethesda what 4 years ago now.
Yeah, and they have released Starfield.
Starfield and a few Fallout
5 years ago.
76 updates.
Yep.
They bought Bethesda beginning of 2021. They bought
Yeah.
Activision at the end of 2023.
Yeah,
I mean, also,
they've had Bethesda
like,
for that entire
you
time.
think about the
and they're
Fallout
working.
show and how popular it is, and they haven't had anything to capitalize on that other than Fallout 76
Yeah,
updates.
Fallout 76 updates.
I mean, like, if they had a new Fallout game ready to go for, like, Season 3, that would sell insanely well. Elder
I feel like they
Scrolls,
need to, but the problem is, I feel like knowing Bethesda, I think Bethesda are working on some sort of Fallout game. The problem is, it's whether they want to reveal anything.
I mean, I would not be shocked, actually, if they just march into, like, Obsidian's offices, just go, screw whatever you're working on right now. You're on Fallout 5, get on it.
Yeah, we need a new Fallout game. You guys were really good the first time.
And
Sorry
then
about the first
Todd
time. Go and fix everything.
and Todd Howard, just please, just do something, please.
Todd-
It is. I think someone said it was longer between the original release of Skyrim and the original teaser of Elder Scrolls 6. It is now longer between the teaser of Elder Scrolls 6 and now.
Yeah.
It was teased in 2018. So Skyrim released in 2012. Elder Scrolls 6 was teased in 2018. It is now 2026. It has been 8 years since the teaser. I think we got to see something soon. Otherwise, I would honestly start getting the lawyers ready.
Yeah.
Okay, and now on to the last part of our first segment, the Nintendo Direct.
Mm-hmm.
So this was announced shortly after all the other stuff had gone through. It was a nice surprise. I'm glad Nintendo is doing some stuff because they have been very quiet earlier this year.
Yeah, 100%. I have to
I
admit, I did think this direct was a bit whatever.
I think it really depends what kind of games you're into. See, I'm a big Xenoblade fan, so
Yeah, that
all
it
of
was
this,
like all of that reveals is really good for you.
all of three remasters, brand new game. I mean, I'm happy. I'm satiated.
Yeah,
Monolith Soft as well. If you don't know, is a massive support studio for Nintendo. They worked on Breath of the Wild, they worked on Animal Crossing, they work on
uh,
Splatoon. Pretty much every big Nintendo game, Monolith Soft has had a hand in it.
yeah,
So it
100%.
makes sense how they are getting the big budget RPG for next year.
Yeah,
Um, Otherwise, I'd say third party support for the Switch 2 is also looking really solid.
yeah.
You know, you got Dragon's Dogma 2, Metaphor Fantasio,
Devil May
Devil
Cry
May Cry,
5.
Stellar Blade. Um, yeah. The thing is,
You got
if you
more Donkey Kong
own
DLC. It's pretty cool.
another platform alongside a Switch 2, there is not much reason to buy these games on Switch 2 unless you want to play them portably. But
Yeah,
if a Switch 2 is your only gaming platform, you are going to have no shortage of stuff to play, which I think is definitely the right move.
It's such a first world problem. I have too many games to play.
It is a first world problem, but
uh,
it is a problem
yeah,
that a game company should not have.
yeah, 100%.
Oh no, of course not.
If you are selling people a machine to play video games, there should be video games to play on it.
Oh,
Of
100%.
course.
Which is what the Switch 2 didn't have when it came out.
Yeah, well, to be fair, it did just come out, but
Yeah,
now it looks like okay, here's the games. Splatoon Raiders looks cool.
we're getting Ocarina of Time remake.
Yeah, I'm getting onto that. So a little while back, some leaker or someone said that we are having our first games that are going to be releasing in November in opposition
Mm.
to GTA 6. And I think they're probably talking about the Godzilla remaster and the Barbie remaster, which is really funny that those are also coming out in November.
Yeah, the guys behind Godzilla just going, ah, we don't care, and just like dropping it anyway. I
But
respect.
you know,
I
you
respect the
can't
hell
you
out of
can't
them.
beat Goji, okay? You can't beat the big Goji.
I respect the hell out of
GTA who? But if there is any game that I genuinely think would not suffer from releasing around the same time as GTA 6, it would be a properly remade Ocarina of Time.
Yeah, I think so.
I think for so many people, that game is just absolutely foundational. Uh, I think we're just gonna have to wait and see because it's supposed to be coming this year, but they did not show any gameplay.
Ugh, well, I'm not
Uh,
surprised they didn't show any gameplay. It's just,
and also, again, that was also leaked beforehand, so that took away some of the luster. But you know, it's a remake of one of the best games of all time. If it's even somewhat competent, it will sell well.
oh yeah, 100%.
Speaking of games that's sold well, Fire Emblem,
Oh
because
yes.
Three Houses sold really well. Engage did not, so they are very clearly just trying to pretend Engage didn't exist and are just doing
We
a
didn't make
direct
that
Three
game.
Houses sequel.
We didn't make that game. Nuh-uh. That's not real.
Like I said, it looks really cool. I mean, the one thing I'm gonna say about Switch 2 is normally I'm not impressed by game graphics anymore, but because they are going for these stylized aesthetics,
Mm,
these games. Well, we're now at the point where these games just look really, really, really good.
it is true.
Like,
There's a new Rhythm Heaven game as well, which I'm quite interested to see what happens
mhm.
with that.
Like because we're at the point now where you can't really do photorealism that well on the Switch 2, but
Yeah,
you can definitely do an anime art style,
you
and it
can.
looks gorgeous.
It does.
And speaking of photorealism, Kingdom Hearts 4, which was a huge, huge
That
surprise,
was a shocker when I saw that was happening.
getting a big third party reveal like that at a Nintendo Direct is just it's huge. It's insane.
Like the
And again, that's
Kingdom
another.
Hearts 1 to 3 getting like ported, I was like, oh, that's kind of cute. I
I was
wasn't
expecting
expect
that. I was expecting that. I mean, to be
seeing
fair, they
it
should have
cut.
ported 1 and 2 to regular Switch anyways, but
Yeah,
whatever.
seeing it then cut to like, oh, this is new. Oh no, it's like
And also, again, it looks really good,
Mm,
assuming that's actually Switch 2 footage, which I think in a Nintendo Direct it has to be.
yeah, it has to be. I think.
Mhm. it looks like it's going to be pretty much on par with the other console versions, which,
Would be
I
nice.
mean, obviously the big question for Kingdom Hearts 4 is, are they going to do any Marvel or Star Wars stuff?
Oh, I
I
don't.
would think so.
I'd think so.
I mean,
but I would wonder if they'd want to risk it.
I mean, I think definitely.
you'd think it would be a risk.
I think
I
so.
I definitely think Star Wars. I think you could tie Star Wars in very cleanly with
Yeah, because Star Wars
Kingdom
is
Hearts'
still
whole light versus
quite
darkness.
fantasy. It's still quite fantasy, and again, light v dark. It makes sense. Marvel, I think,
Uh,
would be a much harder to tie any of that in.
Marvel, it especially depends on what they do specifically. Like, I think
Mm.
Fantastic Four could work,
Yeah.
but he is not showing up in Winter Soldier.
No.
Oh, but Sora, we have to defeat Hydra. They just
I think
shoot
you could
Goofy.
maybe see like Thor and maybe one other Asgardian, but yeah, Marvel is a little bit harder to kind of adapt into Kingdom Hearts.
And again, it would have to probably be specifically Marvel movies as well, specifically MCU, and Nomura, he wants everything to be canon. So
Mm.
Sora Kingdom Hearts will return in Avengers Doomsday. Yeah.
Mm.
Okay. The last thing I'm going to say about the Nintendo Direct is leaks suck. I know that it's difficult to control this kind of stuff, but people used to make jokes about the Nintendo ninjas coming to your house if you
Yeah.
leaked shit, and now the ninjas are
Nintendo.
slacking.
Yeah,
The
they
ninjas
feel
are
like they
slacking.
feel like they don't care as much. Yeah, like they'll nuke your footage off Twitter, but like if you're not putting footage up, they just don't care anymore.
I mean, so I think they've got to take a hard look at who's leaking stuff around Nintendo because
Yeah. Don't get me
okay,
wrong, I
so
don't want Nintendo to start carpet bombing people's houses again, but
what do you
like
mean again? What do you mean again?
again, don't worry about
What
it.
does he know?
What does he know? Yeah. Anyway, as you were saying, anyway, moving on. I think we want to get on to the last bit, which is Masters of the Universe, which
The last thing I'm going to
yeah.
say about Summer Games Fest and all other related shows, and I think we can be in agreement here, it was nice to get that E3 feeling back again.
Oh, it was lovely to feel like it was lovely to feel even if it's so dead at this point that there is like some sort of like the big three are announcing stuff, and then you've got like the extra show. Like you got Summer Games Fest, which is kind of like the extra cherry on top of everything, I think.
Yeah,
Which is very nice. It's very nice to have.
yeah. I mean, it's never going to reach the heights of Nintendo E3 2014, which is, in my
I
opinion.
don't think it'll ever reach the heights of any E3.
I
Like
mean,
Keanu Reeves walking onto the stage for Cyberpunk and going, "You're breathtaking." I think was like, despite how corny it was, I think is like,
yeah, but Keanu Reeves is corny. That's his whole thing.
yeah. But like, you can't just,
You can't hate Keanu Reeves though.
you can't replicate that like this anymore. Like, you can't do that on E3 where you just have like one of the guys you have in the game, just walk on stage,
Well, I
like
mean,
not
last time we did get something like that, but it was not intentional.
no, yeah, it was true.
It was the kid walking on stage with Elden Ring.
I'd like to thank my Orthodox Rabbi Bill Clinton, Reformed
Thank you, Bill.
Orthodox Rabbi Bill Clinton.
Yeah.
Because that's just dragged off stage by security.
Mhm.
Uh,
Okay, so I think we're going to move on to Masters of the Universe now, which was, an
I was saying,
excellent.
I think we've been on this topic for
Yeah.
an hour and 20 minutes.
yeah.
I mean, it's a dense topic. We're going to edit some of it out anyway. Well,
Yeah.
Alex is going to edit some of it out.
Yeah.
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 Mhm.
So, Masters of the Universe.
Yeah.
What was your guys' thoughts on it?
Okay, so
Yeah. All right. Master of the Universe. Going into this movie, I don't want to say I didn't have high hopes because it's another live action adaptation of a cartoon. But I was going into expecting silliness, and we got the silliness.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed it. It was fun. It was very corny and cheesy, which is what you want from He-Man and Master of the Universe. And it's weird to say that Skeletor was the best part of this movie.
I mean, I think I said it to you earlier that unfortunately Jared Leto was born for that role.
Yeah. He kind of gave the best performance of his whole career, I think.
He gave the only performance of his whole career.
Yeah, you are correct on that fact.
And it's when you couldn't tell it's Jared Leto.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
when you couldn't tell it was him. You couldn't even tell.
Yeah, no, it was really funny because I went to go see it with my sister, and she's like, "Wait, hang on, that's Jared Leto. I thought they recast him." And she didn't believe me until we got to the credits and it said Jared Leto. What I was going to say about Master of the Universe is when I first saw the trailer for this movie, my first thought was, that's way too late. I mean, the best time to do something like this would have been like 2018, 2019, like right around the, like Stranger Things 80s hype,
Mm.
because it is a very 80s thing.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's very 80s coded.
Not even 80s, it is, Masters of the Universe is an 80s thing.
Yes.
And like it's so reminiscent of the 80s because it's, you had stuff like G.I. Joe and Transformers and all these cartoons just designed to sell toys, and so they just let the writers do whatever they want, and sometimes they cooked, and sometimes they came up with car bombia.
You got some bullshit sometimes. It was just how it is.
Yeah, but again, Master of the Universe is one of those things where it shouldn't be good, and it's not really good, but people still liked it anyway.
Mm.
And it managed to maintain enough cultural relevancy
Yes.
that Amazon was willing to shell out $200 million to get this movie made. Directed by Travis Knight, who also
I do not
did
see this movie
Bumblebee.
making back its budget.
Oh no, it's gonna lose. It's on track to lose like $150 million, something like that.
Oh god! But
Yeah.
the thing is, it's like Amazon do not give a shit. It's like
Amazon
they're
have
just
more money than God.
Yeah. In some
they're
ways,
just
I feel
waiting
like
for this to go to streaming.
yeah. I feel like once it is on streaming, I feel like they are very much planning to go into making. They will. I think they're going to make sequels of this. I feel like they know
I think
can.
they're gonna have to wait and see how it performs on streaming.
Yeah.
I could definitely see them try and do like a sequel, but with a way lower budget.
Yeah. Like they definitely want to make a She-Ra.
He-Man goes to Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah, like
He-Man
they
goes to, like,
they
deep
obviously
South
with the
Florida.
post-credit scenes they set up She-Ra and the Horde, so I'm really hoping they do that.
Yeah.
You had Orko in the first post-credit scene, so you might get more of that mystical
I
stuff.
don't think they're gonna do Orca. I think that was more just like a tongue in cheek, like for the audience thing.
Yeah.
I don't think we're
Like
gonna
a tongue in cheek, like the
legit.
end of the episodes, and this is why the good guys are the good guys. They're nice and they do the
Actually,
right thing.
in today's world, with the complete lack of any real media literacy, I think we need more Orco segments. More
Yeah.
today's story. We learned.
So what did we learn, kids? And it's like, okay, yeah.
Imagine just that for other movies. Like you finish watching Marty Supreme, is like, today we learned that the pursuit of a goal, in spite of everything else, is sometimes not the right thing to do, and that Marty Mauser is not a good person.
Today
So
we
when
learned
she
that
says
Marty
stuff
Mauser is an
about
asshole. It's like, okay, guys, nice one.
you, do not root for him. Do not start Marty Mauser maxing, please.
Do not make him your profile picture on Discord and Twitter. Please, don't do it. No. Be better.
Yeah. I was just gonna say, in terms of the visuals, the movie looked really good, but it also, actually, I take that back. It looked.
I think it suffers from the overly CGI look that exists in most modern movies today. Like watching this movie it's going to sound really weird. The first thing that came to mind was Speed Racer,
I wouldn't
because
say Speed Racer. I was thinking more Thor Ragnarok.
I can see that too. But it's like the reason why I say Speed Racer, it's very obviously CG. It's obviously almost like a little bit animated at the same time, but I feel like a lot of it is kind of put on for like kind of artistic vision, maybe. I mean,
if you look at something like Spy Kids that used early CG uncanniness to its advantage, it felt like that in some respects, but also it was kind of at odds with what it was trying to do, because it looked really cheap and really expensive at the same time.
Yes,
yeah, it really fluctuated.
But like it was still like a really kind of like fun movie to watch. It was like,
I think this is a pretty generic thing I say about movies, but it's a good movie to watch on a plane, I think.
Yeah.
Like, if you want to just
Yeah,
kill
you say
2
that about a
hours
lot
on a
of
plane,
movies.
I do say that about a lot of movies, but there's a lot of movies that you just want to watch on a plane.
Yeah.
100%.
You know. Also, to be fair, the type of movies we see together are usually those kind of movies.
Yeah. Oh,
Because it's
100%.
more
But
about
to be
seeing
fair,
each other than the movie.
Wait, what have we seen together? We saw
Mortal
Mortal
Kombat.
Kombat 2 together.
Mm.
Yeah.
Two of us saw obviously Masters of the Universe.
Mm.
What else have we seen?
You and I went to go see Captain America together and Fantastic Four.
Yes, we also saw Zootopia. No, you didn't come to Zootopia. We saw Avatar.
I didn't come to see, Avatar.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, Avatar is not something you want to watch on a plane. Avatar is something you want to watch on the biggest screen possible.
Yes,
And
Be like,
have your
wow,
mind.
do
it's so
not.
pretty,
Do,
and then not
if
really give a
you're
shit about
okay,
the
for
reference.
anyone out there, if you're watching any of the Avatar movies on a plane or on your phone, you need a slap.
You need to. The spirit of James Cameron himself will manifest, and he will smack it out your hands,
Yeah.
Yes,
and
It's not like
like,
it's
hand
not
you an
like
IMAX ticket.
yeah.
yes, you need to watch Avatar on the biggest screen possible. That
It's
is the only way to enjoy this movie.
it's not like
To enjoy any of those movies.
what's that director that gets the jokes of like watching his like thing on like a hospital like
Christopher
screen? Yeah,
Nolan.
it's not like
Christopher
Nolan
Nolan.
where like watching like
Inception on your phone.
Inception on like a hospital TV screen at like 2 a.m. just the way Christopher Nolan intended. It's not like that.
I mean, I think the only way you could get away with that is I watched Fight Club for the first time on an Ethiopian Airlines flight to Johannesburg, and it was fuzzy and the sound kept cutting out. And
it's beautiful. It's just so beautiful. It's just so beautiful.
and you know, honestly, it really works with the whole grungy vibe of the movie. I would highly recommend if
It's
you're
just
ever on
like-
an Ethiopian Airlines flight to Johannesburg,
If you're somehow
go
going
watch
to
Fight
Johannesburg
Club.
with Ethiopian Airlines,
Okay, we found our next holiday. We're gonna go to Johannesburg just so we can watch Flight Club on a plane.
I mean, this was also before Ethiopian Airlines had that big accident, so
Oh,
Yeah.
there was every time the plane shook, I was just like, yeah, I'm ready to die right now.
I have accepted my fate.
You hear that, Tyler Durden?
Oh.
Yeah, we should do a watch of Fight Club at some point because that's a very interesting movie.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. I mean, we've seen other movies. We did see obviously Lord of the Rings all together, but mind you, that was
Yeah.
at home. That wasn't at a cinema.
Yeah, I know. Also, again,
Uh-huh.
like that's the type of movie. If you watch, well, I mean, you could watch Lord of the Rings on a plane. You probably shouldn't.
No.
No.
You can.
Yeah, you're not gonna watch it on like a 2-hour flight to like Spain or something.
Yeah, but if you're like on a 14-hour flight to Japan, you could probably watch all of them.
Yes.
All right. Back to Masters of the Universe. One area that I think is Nicholas Galenze.
I don't know how to say his name. The actor
The
for
guy who
He-Man.
played He-Man. Spectacular casting choice, I must say.
Yes, yes. It was so good, and like he got the corniness to a T.
Yeah, like the thing is, right? He plays off like he plays the action hero, but he's also just a nice guy.
Yeah, it is.
But
quite
he
nice.
also is weird and uncanny in the way that a guy from a fantasy world spat out into the normal human world
Yeah.
for like
20
15
years,
years
yeah.
would be. And he gets fired from his job for just being obsessed with swords.
Mm.
Because he's in the HR department. It's
Actually,
not a good look for HR if there's a guy looking at.
Hey, look, man, people can have hobbies. I mean, at least he wasn't looking at.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, he was googling swords a lot, so I mean, I'm sure something came up.
Oh, yeah, especially in HR.
Yeah.
That's not a good look for the HR
And
department.
actually, oh god, what was the actress who played his boss? She looks really familiar. Hang on, let me just.
Yes. What have I seen her in?
I think she's in. Is she in The Good Place? Let me just check. IMDb.
sure.
IMDb. So I'm just looking through the cast. Hang on.
Oh, the
So she
actress's
is the
name is.
master.
Yeah.
She
What have I seen her in?
is.
Okay, I know where I know her from. She was in Agatha all along. That's where I saw her.
I think she's on Dropout sometimes, that TV series.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
She
that's
was
not
in
TV
Mitchell
streaming
and the
series.
Machines.
Yeah, her voice as well sounded like that. Oh no, she's on SNL a lot as well. That's why.
Ah.
Ah.
Yeah,
Mm.
but no, she was funny. She served as a good
Perfectly
initial
exemplified the
antagonist.
HR boss.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Um,
So what did you
one
say?
thing I was gonna say also, the soundtrack as well with the movie. That soundtrack.
Legendary.
Oh,
Perfect.
I mean,
it was so good.
Daniel Pemberton, between like Project Hail Mary and this, like he is having a really good year. And
Mhm.
Oh,
Brian
100%.
May on the guitar. Okay, if you don't know, Brian May was the guitarist for Queen,
Yes.
who also famously did the soundtrack to the Flash Gordon movie.
Yeah, which is like what a thing to take part in.
Yeah, I mean
I'm trying
that.
to see
I
what
think.
other stuff has Daniel Pemberton done. Daniel Pemberton here into the Spider-Verse and across the Spider-Verse.
Yeah,
Again, legendary soundtracks.
and he actually did the soundtrack for Concord. Funnily enough,
For Concord.
Ah,
Oh,
the game
no.
Concord. Yeah,
Oh no.
wow.
yeah. Poor
There's
guy.
the name.
Yeah.
They're not. It's not all tens, mate.
Yeah, look, the thing is, I never heard anyone complain about the soundtrack for that game. There were just other issues. Yeah. You know what? I'll give it a listen and I'll report back.
Yeah.
But so what? I
Did
think
you
the
see
main.
did you see the actor for He-Man did the iconic He-Man singing?
Yeah, I mean,
Dance.
also again, I think they were very good with the marketing and all that,
Oh
just to
yeah.
embrace the memes. It's it's a guy running around with a bowl cut, running around in a mini skirt. I mean,
With a
it's not
giant sword.
it's not the
You
most
have to play into the scene.
serious thing.
Yeah, it's not that serious. It's not that serious at all.
The
But
main
yeah, like
thing,
Master of the Universe, it was just like
It just felt like a good watch. Like a fun
it's very
time.
entertaining, and that's what you want.
yeah, it was an entertaining
I
movie.
feel like in
It's-
this day and age that there's so much emphasis on something being a good literary piece to be analyzed
Mm.
and not just entertainment.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
Like
100%.
just going to the cinema, going to the movies, and watching something to be entertained. Like I don't always want to be stepping out and analyzing the characters' intentions and whether they did the right thing and how this is, a political parallel to the 1940s or I don't want to be doing.
Yeah. Well, we don't need to be doing all that.
like I said, I can see where you're coming from. One thing I say is, I think you can still have an enjoyable blockbuster whilst still taking into account all of this stuff.
Mm.
I mean, if you look at especially like the 80s, you look at something like Terminator, you look at Jaws, those were still pretty, relevant movies. I mean,
The Jaws was 70s.
Jaws was 70s, my mistake, sorry.
Yes.
Yeah, it came out in
Jaws
1975.
is primarily about the mayor being an idiot.
Yeah.
And overfishing and all that stuff. And then you also have Terminator as well, which, I mean, I think has gained more relevance as the time's gone on in the modern age of literally giving AI missiles and just saying have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But even then, those kind of movies, or even Heat, my Michael Mann, or Scarface. At the time, those were like blockbusters, big mainstream movies, but they're still looked at rather favorably. And I mean, I'm just trying to think, other than like maybe Project Hail Mary, I mean, that could be recency bias. I can't think of like a recent blockbuster that has had people saying that this is not only an enjoyable film, but a genuine good film, a genuine piece of art.
Mm-hmm.
Superman.
No, I love that movie. I really do. But it is not art. Well, it is. You know what I mean?
It's
There's
art. It's art, but it's not like art in that kind of sense.
There's some really, really nice looking shots. There's an attempt at a political message. and there's attempts at an inspirational message, and I do like the take on the character. But if you compare it to something like, what I mentioned earlier, even from a few years ago, even from like oh god, it escapes me. Chappie was the one I was thinking of.
Oh yes, I know what you're saying.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
Chappie. Who was that?
That's Neil Blomkamp as well.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Because
Chappie. Chappie is a really weird movie
it's about the
that.
militarization of the police, pretty much.
Yeah, but also it's one of those movies that I watched as a kid that really just stuck with me.
Also, for some reason, South African band Die Antwoord is in it, which is very interesting because they don't play themselves. They play like fictionalized versions of themselves who are criminals, but their music is also in the movie. So are they like criminal musicians or I don't know, man. Or District 9 as well. Again, another one. I mean, that's again very politically relevant. I'm just listing Neil Blomkamp movies here. Gran Turismo, that was Neil Blomkamp.
Oh wow, Hans Zimmer did the movie for Chappie. Huh.
Damn, Hans Zimmer.
Hans Zimmer, the GOAT. I've seen him live. Amazing, like genuinely one of the best things my ears have laid sight on. Yes, I know that doesn't make sense, but also makes so much sense.
Okay, so I think I've said all I need to say about Masters of the Universe. You guys have any other closing thoughts?
I think we're more or less in agreement in like how we've enjoyed Master of the Universe. Like it's it's a perfectly apt description, even though you do say it a lot. It's an airplane movie, but it's good.
Like I said, it is a
It's a lot
perfectly
of fun.
serviceable movie, and I think if it had come out in like, obviously because you got different actors and stuff, but I was thinking if this had come out in like 2019 or 2018, if it was the exact same movie transposed through time, I honestly think it probably would have hit nearly $1 billion.
Oh yeah.
I think the market would have responded way more to that kind of
Oh,
movie
100%. I feel like a
a few
lot
years ago.
especially since COVID, like seeing stuff in cinemas is not the same.
Yeah.
Like
I think
people don't go to cinema anymore. They would rather just wait for streaming, which is a shame because like I've been going to the cinemas since like my mom could take me. I was having this conversation a couple of days ago. My mom said the first movie she took me to go see was like Incredible. I was like 3 or 4 at the time. Like I, I've been to the cinemas like so much that there's it's not just watching the movie or watching a movie. It's going to the cinema and enjoying it where you can
going to the
switch
cinema
off.
is a very unique experience,
Oh yeah.
and I mean, don't get me wrong, I love movies. I watch them anywhere I can, but the cinema itself is, it really leaves you alone with just you and the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think some of the
I feel like sorry, go on.
best experiences I've ever had was just going to the cinema. I mean, I saw at the Prince Charles Theatre in central London. I saw 2001: A Space Odyssey with the original 21mm print, and it was absolutely incredible because I mean, not only was it the way the movie was originally meant to be watched, and yeah, you could see the grain on the film, but that added to it. But also the intermission was honored, and what I
Wow.
did was, I mean, yeah, you could, went to the toilet and came back, but I talked about the movie with I was with my dad at the time. We talked about the movie, and what you thought. Oh, what's going to happen next? What do you think so far? And then we went and watched the rest of the movie, and it was, it was a really, really good movie. A little weird at the end, but that's all. That's Stanley Kubrick for you.
Exactly. Yeah.
But also like I find even now like cinema etiquette is kind of gone. Like
Yeah, I went to go
being
see
on their phone,
Backrooms,
like
and
people on their phones, people talking. It's like you're paying to go watch something. Why are you on your phone?
I do think cinema etiquette has died a little bit. When I went to watch Obsession, there was just a person behind me just on their phone. It was like, oh, okay.
yeah, I went to go see Backrooms. There were these two girls next to me who were just chatting the whole time. Drove me up the wall. I mean, if
Thing is,
Mana, I'm not sure if you
there's ever
remember. when we went to go see Avatar, there was also a guy in front of us on his phone, and that was like 30 quid a ticket. So
I don't remember that.
I don't know, maybe you didn't see him, but there was a guy on his phone, and I was just like on Twitter or something, and in the back of my mind, I'm like, out of all the movies you could be ignoring, Avatar in IMAX 3D.
Yeah, you paid for this
Ooh.
and just decided to not watch it. Like, what the fuck? What are we doing? What are we doing, man?
Yeah, and it's like even like when you go to the cinema, there's like this collective experience of watching something for the first time.
Mm.
Like
Yeah.
I remember going to the cinema to watch Avengers: Infinity War opening
I
night.
knew you were gonna
Avengers
go
End-
say Infinity War. I knew you were gonna go say Infinity War.
Okay,
I mean,
let's watch like
as
Infinity War,
much.
Endgame. Watching those opening night in the cinema, and everyone is reacting to the same thing at the same time. You don't get that at home. You don't like.
Yeah, you
What
really don't.
what really
Yeah.
gets me about that was, I mean, yeah, there's the cynical part of me that goes, oh, it's mass-produced slop, and you're cheering for slop. But the experience I had of Endgame, I think the moment when they bring back Captain America, and he catches the thing, and basically that was
I
such
think the movie
an
does what it needs to do, in a
the
sense.
it was an experience where so many people were in sync, and I remember seeing that ending for the first time and walking out of the cinema for that, and everyone just looking like they just walked out of the trenches of the Somme.
Oh yeah, but
Yeah.
everyone was that. Those cinema screenings were crazy, man. It was just like cheering and clapping.
Yeah.
Everyone was gassed. It was great.
So, in terms of our finishing statements, game industry is doomed, cinema industry is doomed. Let's enjoy it while we can.
Everything is
Yeah.
over. Everything sucks. That's the final verdict.
Nothing ever happens.
No.
Nothing ever happens. Yeah. Thank you everyone for listening to our inaugural episode. Hopefully it's not too long. I think we severely underestimated how much we all love to talk.
Very much so, I think.
You should see us when we've had a pint.
Oh god, yeah, don't get us into that. We'll be here. We'll be here.
We'll be here another 2 hours.
You will need to make you'll need to make an extended cut of extended director's cut of the podcast.
We're gonna hire Zack Snyder to make the
We're gonna have a
extended cut.
Schneider cut. We're gonna have a Schneider cut.